I have some news. I am just over 3 months pregnant, so I'll be about 13 weeks when this goes live. So yeah, me and my boyfriend conceived the first time we tried. Literally the first time we tried. Now, it wasn't necessarily a coincidence. It wasn't like, oh, I can't believe that's happened. It was obviously a complete miracle and we couldn't believe it had happened that fast. However, I had researched and planned for quite a while about dates, timings, what we could do to increase our chances, all of those things. So yeah, I love science. I'm a proper nerd. So I'm just gonna break down to you exactly what I did to get pregnant the first time. So my first tip is to track your cycles. Now, I know that this is something that everybody says, but I don't mean it in the way that I think a lot of people say on YouTube in terms of like getting an app, because the apps can be quite inaccurate. So I used, it's an app called Flow, and don't get me wrong, it's a great app. It tells you when you're due on your period, around about, and when you're around about due to ovulate. When you ovulate, that's when the egg is released, and that's when the sperm can swim up, meet the egg, and create your tiny baby. And that happens around about 14 days into your cycle. Now, the problem with these apps is they're very generic. So obviously they don't know your body. They can't figure out what's actually happening in your body. So it's good to have there as kind of like, oh, it might be that time, but it's not accurate. And the reason I say this is because I bought some ovulation strips, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, and they didn't add up to the dates on the Flow app. So the ovulation or the period app that I had. So if I would have actually gone by what that app had said, then I wouldn't have got pregnant first time, because I didn't ovulate when it said I was ovulating. So have those apps. I think they're free, but just take them as kind of a starting point. Don't take them as solid scientific facts, because your body's so different. And I actually have a 28-day cycle, and even me, who has like a really, regular cycle, I didn't ovulate on day 14 when it said I was. I ovulated on day 17. So just take it with a pinch of salt, but it's good to reference, good to kind of get a gauge of when you ovulate. So my number one tip is quite expensive, but it works. And this is not an ad. This is to get ovulation strips. The clear blue digital ovulation test strips are the best in my opinion. I brought some cheap ones from like Amazon, but they just didn't work. They just weren't up to standards. The clear blue ovulation strips, and you literally get about 9 in a pack, I think, and you wee on the stick and it will tell you whether you're ovulating or not. So if you're fertile, it will come up with a flashing smiley face on the stick. And if you're in peak fertility, which means like you're about to ovulate, it will have a static smiley face, okay? So we had sex on the day that we had the static smiley face, and that's actually the only day we had sex that week because of different situations. But yeah, it literally took one time, which was the static smiley face time, the peak fertility in the morning, and it worked. Yeah. So, and as I say, it was on day 17. So that really is my number one test. Like, if you're not going to do anything else, please do that. My next tip is to use some sperm friendly lube. This is probably TMI, but I don't care. I need to help people out here. We use some sperm friendly lube, and I'm going to just go and grab that in a second because I can't remember what it was called. Because actually what a lot of people don't know is that lube can kill sperm. So there's like certain lubes that have an ingredient in it that can slow down sperm or actually completely kill off the sperm. So a natural fertility friendly specific lube, if that's what you want to use, it kind of replicates the I don't think it's called discharge, but like when you ovulate, you become wetter, and that kind of wetness can help the sperm reach the eggs quicker. So this fertility friendly lube claims to help the sperm reach the egg quicker. Now, it's got amazing reviews on Amazon. You can check it out yourself, and that's what we used at that point. And it's, I don't know if it's coincidence, but it worked for us. So I'm just putting everything out there that I can think of. The next point is be as healthy as you can. Now, because we plan to have a baby, I kind of gave up drinking for a bit, or I'd have like a couple of glasses of wine a month. Like, I really cut down on my drinking. I was always really healthy, so I was eating a lot of healthy, like vegan food. I was drinking like so much water a day, like 3-4 litres of water a day. Exercising like 4 times a week. Just make sure that your body and your partner's body is at like maximum health that it can be at. If you do have any niggly feelings that there might be something wrong, please go to your doctor, you know, get a bit of an MOT test, have some blood tests, you know, the usual. Because obviously you're going to be carrying a baby for 9 months, and you want to do that in a healthy body, because it's going to give you the best possible chances to conceive, the best possible chances to have a healthy baby. And generally it will just make you feel better that you're doing something. Because the thing is, of fertility, yes, there are these tips and tricks, but ultimately it's like magic. Like, you don't know, it's not guaranteed, even if you're really healthy. However, putting yourself in a position of maximum health for you, whatever that means for you, will just make you feel like you're in control in some way, and that you can, you know, do something positive towards your fertility journey. So yeah, just be as healthy as you can. Obviously, like, try and stop smoking if you smoke. Try and stop drinking as much, because obviously when you're pregnant, you're not going to be able to do that anyway. So like, act as if, okay? So that's my next point. Not act as if you're pregnant, but be in a positive mindset. So obviously I genuinely believe, not necessarily in the law of attraction, but I believe that your body and your mind is connected. And I believed in the power of a positive mindset, and talking about when you have the baby, and talking about it in a positive way rather than a negative way. So me and my boyfriend would talk about, oh, when the baby's here, this is before we got pregnant, when the baby's here, we'll do this, imagine this, visualizing it, and talking about names and how excited we're going to be when it's here, and talking about it as if it's definitely going to happen. It may take years. We didn't know how quick it was going to take, but just talking about it in a positive way. I think it's such a scary thing, fertility. I think it can terrify the life out of you. And I think talking about it in a way in which you can visualize it and think excited, happy thoughts can only do your body good. It can't do you any bad thinking about it in a nice way rather than a scary way. And you know, the average person does get pregnant, I think, after about 6 months to a year. So, you know, just think, even if it's taking you that long, just think, you know, it's going to happen when the time is right, and I can't wait. And just be looking forward to that time and getting ready for it, getting your body ready for it, thinking about what names you're going to call it, and like, act as if, because I think that's really important. And yeah, the last tip that I would give about obviously getting pregnant the first time is to plan and research. Like, if you really, I mean, obviously it's not going to happen for everyone, but if you really do want to get pregnant, like the one time you have sex, research it. You know, go on YouTube videos like this, get a fertility book. If you're a nerd like me, you know, there's so many like medical journals out there now with the latest research about fertility, statistics, all this stuff. I know it sounds really nerdy, but that's what I'm into. And, you know, it worked for me, and also obviously with a lot of other variables. But get books on it, really immerse yourself into it and enjoy the experience, and think of it as like a little project, you know. I'm going to go upstairs now and get a few of the little gadgets that I used in my baby journey. So yeah, back in 2 secs. So I'm back with my little trusty kit. So yeah, I was talking about the lube earlier. This is it, I hope you can see it. It's called Pre-Seed Personal Lubricant, and it's clinically shown to be fertility friendly. And this is what it looks like. It's like in this little tube. Yeah, there we go. And you kind of use that with this little contraption. It seems really complicated. It's not that complicated. It's like a step-by-step guide online. But yeah, that's the lubricant that we used. These are the Clear tests that we used. So yeah, this one tells you 4 or more of your fertile days. So you get a few of the flashing smiley faces, which is when you're really fertile. But it's the static smiley face is the main one, and that's when you're like at your peak fertility, you're about to ovulate, which gives you the most chances to have a baby. So yeah, we got these tests, and it led to this. So yeah, they definitely worked for me anyway. And I really hope that they help you. And I know if you're watching this video, you're probably in a position where you do really want a baby. And I just thought, like, I did so much research on my own, and I was like, why didn't anyone tell me this information? Like, why weren't we told this at school? Because I think at school we're so bombarded with things about how not to get pregnant, which is understandable because we're so young. But like, we're never told really how it properly works and things that you can do to increase your chances of fertility. And we never go to school, you know, a university of fertility and reproduction at any age. And we're obviously like 15 when we leave school, so no one's going to tell us these things. So yeah, doing your own personal research is honestly an amazing tip, and it's really interesting if you're into that kind of thing. Like, I found it very interesting. So I really hope all of these tips and tricks have helped you today. Good luck, and sending lots of baby dust to you. And yeah, I hope it happens quickly and you have a healthy baby. Please like this video if you enjoyed watching this, and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing a bit more pregnancy related things at the moment. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon.